Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today is Shabby Saturday and we are on number 10. Can you believe we've done 10 weeks already? So today I thought we would do something to go into our journals. Or go on the front of a journal, on the spine of your journal, or just something pretty to pop in your room. This one I've actually made into a little brooch which could clip onto your front of your journal. Now this is a little dress. It's like a little bodice dress and I just think it's so pretty. This was sort of like a bit of a prototype because I want to make one today with a little rose bodice like these, so I'm going to use those because I want it to be shabby. So this was one that I made to see how it would look and give me a little bit of an idea. You can see I've just popped a little brooch on there, but I just think it's so pretty, and it's something that's pretty simple to do. It's not too difficult, and I just thought it would be really lovely to make something to go in our journals, or on you could probably pop that in a little bag or something as well. Super and lovely if you know somebody that's getting married. So all as I've done, let me just say, I've got 3 different layers of this lovely soft tulle. I've used some felt for the background, and of course I've got some bling, I've got some little flat back pearls, I've got some little rhinestones in there. I've popped some little rhinestones on here. So it's really lovely, but like I said, I'm going to do one in roses, so I'm going to pop that to the side. So if you've been following me, I've been doing the shabby wardrobe journal, which is this one here that I've been making, but I'm in a bit of a dilemma because I made this cover and I'm not 100% sure whether I want it to go with the journal now. I would like this little one that I'm going to be doing today to go on the front of this journal, and I'm not sure whether it's going to go with this, so bit of a dilemma. But I think because the insides is a little bit paler, I think this might be a bit too dark for me, so not sure. We shall see, but I wanted it to go on the front, so we will have a look. I might have to make another one. Now I have dyed some of the lovely soft tulle that I had, this netting, which is beautiful. I've also dyed some of the velvet ribbon and some lace. And what I did, because this was the pink and I didn't want it, obviously I wanted to use the roses, and these don't really go, it's a bit of a different colour, but this goes beautifully. And you can see the colour change like that, which is lovely. And what I used is the Liquitex. This is iridescent rose gold, and this is the only colour that I had, which is similar to the sort of like the colour that I wanted, and it came out absolutely beautiful. And that's dyeing some velvet ribbon, and that's just beautiful. I think it's come out so lovely, and these colours have come out really beautiful. So I'm really happy with that. So let's pop these bits to the side for a second because I want to show you how to actually make the bodice. Now I've made them like this. Now you need 2 the same, like that. But this was my prototype, and this is the one that I did first, and I actually did it in like a heart, which if you want to do hearts, you can do that. But I did just cut the first bit off, this bit, the top bit, and I didn't have anything to stick the skirt on with, so that's why I added that bit, so I could stick the skirt onto the end bit of the little heart at the back. But I thought this time I'm going to take 2, because you need 2, because you need one for the back to put the brooch on if you're going to use the brooch. I've just added a little bit, so then that means that this bit we can stick the skirt onto. And then just sort of like decorate this little bit here. So what I did, I've got some templates, or this is a template, I did have 2, and all as I did, I bent it in half. Shall I show you? Let's get a little bit of card out. So I've taken a piece of card, bent it in half, and then I've sort of drawn a heart. You draw a heart, instead of going to a point, you want to sort of come down, sort of like that. Do you know what I mean? Can you see on there where the light is shining? So when you cut it out, you cut down there like that. Oops, let me just come from the bottom, it's easier. And then cut it around. Make some, you could probably just make a little bit of a template from some printer paper, so you're not wasting anything. Can you see? And then you've got that shape, so it's more or less a flat bottomed heart. And then you want to make it, I made mine quite long because I want to stick the skirt on, so it all depends. And again, you can make them any size. If you want to make a bigger one, just cut out everything a little bit bigger. So that's the bodice bit, and then like I said, I needed two, so we're going to work on this one first. I'm going to actually I should stick the bits on really first, shouldn't I? But this is the lovely Tulle, and I'm going to make this beautiful little skirt hanging down. But I think, like I said, I'm going to stick the bits on first, because then we can leave it to dry. Now the glue that I'm going to be using is this, which is the B7000. Now I do have some E6000, but I don't have the right tip, and I find it an absolute nightmare to get the glue out. So I bought this one, and it's got a fab little tip, which is beautiful because you can actually know where you're going, and it's got this little pin in it which sticks down through that hole, and it doesn't clog up. Oh, it's just fab. So I'm loving that. I also have a little bit of chain, this little bits of cotton everywhere, which I was thinking of going around the outside again. I've got this one, or I've got like a plain one. This is more sort of iridescent-y, but that one's open, so I'll use this one. I'll come in a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm actually doing. Not too close, but I will come a little bit closer. So what I'm going to do, I've actually marked a line along here, so that's where I'm going to go down to. And then this bit, I can just stick the little bit of Tulle on there. So I'm going to take this and go round that. Now I've got some tweezers somewhere. What did I do with those? There they are. I will probably need those. I've popped it on here, just maybe it might be easier for you to see. Now I'm just going to just go around the outside like this. Now this will seep into your felt. Oh, look, I need to cut the end of this one off. We're missing a little gem on there. Let's just cut that off. Is it missing a gem? Oh, no, it's not. I don't think it was missing a gem. Or is it? No, I don't think it is. So I'm just going to stick this. Now, this bit is a little bit fiddly, but again, if you find things like this fiddly, just get yourself some little fabric or a little bit of, you know, paper, pretty paper or pretty card, and cut the bodice out. You don't have to use felt, but I just think this looks really, really pretty. It depends how good you are, dexterity wise and things like that, how you want to do it, because it is a tiddly bit fiddly, but it's most definitely worth it in the end. So you just want to stick this to the glue, obviously. So my head doesn't get in the way. I'm not going to cut that off. Just add a little bit more glue. Can you see what I'm doing? Just some glue around. This is a bit smelly, so make sure you've got your window open. It's not the nicest of glues, smelly wise, but it is fabulous. It sticks so well. If you can get everything in the right direction. There we go. I mean, just take your time doing it. This is something you can't really rush too much. Make sure everything is facing the right way. There we go, and that's just got this lovely little heart. Bit of glue there. Little diamante heart, isn't it? Just so pretty. Right, I'm going to just snip this little bit off. There, like that. Let me just make sure that's stuck on properly. Look at that. So there we go. We've got a little heart on the outside. And then all we need to do then is just sort of fill it in with these lovely little, take that bit of glue off, the little roses. Okay, so my idea, I'm going to use my little picky up tool because it's a lot easier to pick them up with. Oh, don't drip everywhere. Remember to put the lid on your glue. So I'm going to tip these out because it's easier. Now I was thinking of having one of these sort of nice pinky ones in the middle like that, and then sort of smaller ones around the outside, because these has got quite a few little small ones in here. So I'm just going to test it out. Now I know that you can colour, is different colour felt you can get, and if you wanted to you could colour your felt, because there will be little gaps in between inside, I think. So I just want to see what this looks like. So that's the sort of thing I think. I'm just going to go for it. Let me just pick out maybe some of the smaller ones first before I put the glue down. So yeah, this isn't one to sort of rush. We've got some little diddy little roses here. Now I got these, I'll pop a link down below. I did get these off Temu, and you can get all sorts of different colours. But they are just so lovely. They just, if you take a look for things for nail art, you can find some all sorts of little bits and pieces, little tiny bits to put on, you know, our little journals as little embellishments. You don't necessarily have to put them on your nails. There we go. So let's just pick out some of these. Got some little diddy ones that we might need to pop in. Right, I think we have this one in there. Take that off. Let's just pop some glue on. There we go. Like I said, it will sort of like soak into the, oopsie daisy, find the hole. It will sort of soak in a little bit, so you need to be a bit quick unless you want to just sort of like do one bit at a time. Let's pop that one there. Just stick them in. Just fill in these little gaps in like that. I suppose if we've got bigger holes in there, I could probably pop a little bit of bling or something in there, a little pearl to hold it in. But she's going to have a nice little rosy bodice. A bit more glue. Don't think I'm going to get this quite even either side, but I will give it a go. Like that. Pop that down. I'm going to diddy one in the middle. I did try picking these up with tweezers and they were just pinging everywhere, so that's why I'm doing it with a little picky up tool. Couldn't quite grab them properly. Put that on. There we go. But like I said, if you wanted to do these, you could just use paper. You don't have to get little fiddly bits like this in here. Oh look, they just sort of quite fit quite nicely, don't they? I just thought a little rose bodice would be really pretty and shabby, wouldn't it? Let's pick out some of these little ones to go along the bottom. Got another little one. There we go. A bit more. Oopsie daisy. Let's pop up the lid on. And then we can let this dry while we make the bodice. That's a little one. Will that fit in there? Just. Do we need a few more? A few more little ones. Oh, stay in there. Let's find a little diddy one. Got any more diddies? There's one. Oops. I think that glue might have soaked in. Do you think that's tacky? One more little one we need. There we go, this one will do. Pop that in. Let's see, let's hope that's not going to stick down. I think that glue, oh, that's pretty pingy. A little bit more in here. Now, I don't know, you might have other glues that you would like to use. Oopsie daisy. But I found this one is really good to stay on there. In you go. Perfect. Right. Let's push those down. And that's our beautiful little bodice. Can you see, you've got little gaps in there. Oopsie daisy. Got little gaps in there, but I just think that's so lovely, isn't it? Make a lovely little bouquet with these. And then, right, I'm going to pop that to the side. Let's pop all these little bits in here. Should we come out a little bit more? There we are. Let's put these in here. See, I've got lots and lots of these. I think this is 2 packets that I bought. So you get lots in there. And that didn't take up too many either. I quite like the little dark one in the middle. Right, I'm going to put that on there. Oh, we've got another random one in there. I'm going to put that over there, out of the way. Our glue can go out of the way. Tweezers can go away. And now we are going to make the little dress. I've got to sort of put things away so I don't get into a muddle. Right, this is, I've cut a strip off. I'm going to just measure it. I'm hoping you can see better on this grey fount. Now this is, oh, shall I just measure this so you've got an idea? This is about 1.5 inches, which is roughly 3.5 centimetres. And then this is 24 centimetres, 9.5, 10 inches roughly wide. So what I am going to do then, I'm going to fold that down like that. So we've got roughly 2.5 inches on there, 7 centimetres, something like that. And I'm going to cut it there. Now this all depends on how long you want your dress. I'm going to just take that, I'm going to bring this up like this. Oops. Pop this on top, and this is so I've got the 3 layers. You can cut them separately if you wanted to, but might as well just fold that over. I'm not worried about it being straight or anything like that. I'm just going to cut it down. There we go. It doesn't need to be perfect because we want to just then sew along this little bit, and then we can just gather it all up like that. So I think that's probably a good length, isn't it? So we can always trim it up. Now I've already got a needle and thread, so let's just do a little bit of a straight stitch through here, like that. And then I have made some little diddy bows with my bow maker, because I do like my bow maker. So let's do, make sure you're catching your netting or tulle or whatever you got, or you can use bits of fabric, however you like, but this is just giving you an idea of how to make it. So whatever, you know, fabrics or anything you use, you can sort of have an idea how it's made and then tailor it to what you have at home. So there we go. The reason I only like to buy white fabric and stuff, like this tall creamy and white, is so I can colour it, and then, you know, you can have whatever colours you like then, if you've got the you know, the inks and stuff to use. Okay, there we go. To colour it, I mean, look at that. Oh, just beautiful, isn't it? So this will then go on there, and we will have this beautiful shabby dress. Now, are they going to come off? I don't know whether I should have added. Can you see they don't fall off, but they might take a little while to actually stick down properly. But that glue is just fab. Okay, going to pull this quite tight, like that. All right, I think so. Oops. Knot that up. Little knot in there so it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a dilemma with my journal cover. I think it might just be, see, I said in the first video when I was doing the journal that I don't normally do the covers first, and I went and did the cover, and now I want to change my mind. Not that it matters, because I can use that. I wanted another journal cover anyway, to put odds and ends in that when I sort of randomly make things. Look at that, how lovely is that? Just such a beautiful colour as well. Look at that, it's so simple. Isn't that lovely? That's just gorgeous. And again, you can have all sorts of things. Does that look straight? Not that it really matters. Let's just snip that little extra bit off. Beautiful. And we've actually got something to stick there. I'm going to stick that. This is still a little bit. Stuff dries very, very quickly. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pop a little bit more in there for a second. Just in these little bits. Like that. So if you've got this glue, use a little bit more glue than I have, I think. I might actually go through that, although they are stuck on there. So in this case, less is not more. You want lots of glue on there. Right, that's that one. This I was going to use to go along the top. Now, do we do that first, or shall I do that afterwards to go all the way around it? Just to make a little bit on here, like that. Can you see? What do you think? I quite like the fluffy bit on here. dilemmas. And then I do have in here some little bows that I made. I don't even know whether I actually need that. I like that colour. I can use it in the journal, but I think I might just pop the little bow on it. Should I come in and show you a little bit? Can you see? I don't want to move it around too much because it's still a little bit wet. Well, putting this on like that, and then the little bow, I think, looks really pretty, doesn't it? I think that looks lovely. Now we could have little straps on this as well if we needed to. We could have, let me just get a little bit of this. This is just the little silk ribbon. Oh yes, look at that. That would go then with the little bow, wouldn't it? Oh, so pretty. So girly, aren't they? Should we just have these little bits? Let me come back out again. Sorry, I'm going in and out, but I just want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Chop that off. Wrap that round. These are those little tiny little spools that I got, which I'm not quite sure what to do with because they're so tiny, and the little bits of silky ribbon just work perfect on there. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Going to use glue gun glue, I think, just a tiny bit on there. Which way round? I need it to go this way. That's in the right place, isn't it? Does that look like it's in the right place? I think so. Take that off because that's not really very stuck down very well. Diddly bit more glue. A little bit on there. Oops. Lovely, they're in the right place. Stick that down. We're going to cover over the back piece anyway, aren't we? Look at that, that's so lovely. Just put my glue gun away. That's our, oops, that's our little straps. Now, if you've got time, leave your little bits to harden, not like me fiddling about. So this then is going to go and sit on there. I'm going to glue that on, and then we can just make our back piece. I'm going to glue it with some glue gun. Let's just glue that on. I'm going to go sideways so I can see what I'm doing. Tuck that in. Like that. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Can you see? Then you've got this lovely big piece, so you know that your little skirt is stuck on there really well. Which I think is just beautiful. Look at that, guys. Isn't that lovely? Lovely little shabby dress. Oh, this is a bit... Now again, you could make this, you could, you know, cut it up a little bit if you wanted sort of like a Cinderella-y old dress, do you know what I mean? Or you could make it even puffier. It all depends on, you know, what you're going to be using it for. So we are now going to add this little back piece. Let's take that off. Can you see? That's where you want it the right size. Is that the right size? There we go. That will just sit on the back like that. Now what I did have, well, there we go. This is a little little brooch pin, which you can buy these all over the place. I will link down under the video, you know, as much as I possibly can. So we want this, you know, to go sort of there, don't we? Let's take this off, pop that there. So I'm going to hold that like that. Just going to do a little mark there, little mark there. Then I'm going to take my, look, I still haven't bought a new pair. My poor little handles on these. I should really invest in a new pair of these, or sort out the handles really. Revamp. I should have a little bit revamping on these. Let's just cut those out like that. And then what we want to do, open that up. Push your pin through the back. And then that needs to go through the back as well, like that. Oh, I don't think I've done it. I think I need to make my hole a bit bigger. I'm going to come this way a little bit. There we go. Didn't quite cut it in the right place. So put that through there. So then we're pinning onto the, we're sticking it on the back like that. There we go. And then that just clips through. So this will stick on. And then we've got the little clip in there. But again, you can always sew it on if you want to. But I find this is quite an easy way to do it. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue gun under there for a minute, just to hold that in place. Push that through. Oops, like that. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job, am I? What are we doing? What are we doing? Push that through. Come on, there we go. Stick that down. So as long as you don't glue your pin down, you're all right. So as long as this still works, we're good to go. I'm going to pin that together like that. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And then as well, it will stop this bending so much. It'll give it a little bit more stability. And then we will just glue gun. I'm going to glue gun this on. Then it will make it a little bit stronger. So take my glue, go around. Don't go too close to the edge because it will probably ooze out. Take a little pin, pop that on the top, and just squash this down. Now again, you can go around the edge if you wanted to with something, but I think this will be fine like that. I'm going to just push that down. Make sure we are stuck on. Oh, just love it. I think it's so pretty. Then we've got the little straps of the dress. The little dress. Now, I don't think we really need this, you know. Could put that on there, but I don't think I do. I think I wanted it to feel more delicate. If I just put that on, it makes it feel a little bit more delicate, doesn't it? I think. Oh gosh, I think that's so pretty. Let's pop a little bit of glue on there, tiny little bit, because this is so delicate, this little ribbon bow, because it's made out of the silk ribbon. There we go. Look at that. Oh, how pretty. How pretty is that, guys? That's just lovely. Oh, I could make some more, but I don't have anything ready at the moment. But yes, I'm going to make a couple more of these, I think. Just beautiful. And then look, that just clips on, so that can clip onto the back of your journal, onto the side of your journal. Actually, I quite like the V better. I think if you've got the back, the V looks better, doesn't it? I think. Maybe I'll do the V, but there we go. We've got two different ones now. Loving the one with straps. But it all depends. You can have whichever style you like, can't you? You can have a different top on there. But I think that just is a little bodice top. I think just looks so pretty. So there we go, guys. A little dress brooch today. Little shabby one. And like I said, I would like to put it on the front, but it's not going to go with this. I really don't think it's going to go with that fabric. So, but I think having it on the front of a journal would be beautiful. Even if you wanted to put it on the side, the spine of your journal, because if you put yours in a bookcase, that's what you're going to see. Oh, I like that idea. I do like that idea. Oh, we shall see, but I will have to come back to that one, review my book cover. So there we go. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a nice little delicate one today, so do take your time doing it. And this is fab. These are really on there, really kind of hard now, and that's not bending because we've got the thick layer of the felt on there, so it's pretty, you know, pretty stable on there. I will link down everything that I've used under the video, so please do go and have a look. But lovely. I will also link down to the shabby, what's it, my shabby wardrobe journal that I'm making, because this will go on there eventually when I'm done. So there we go, guys. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.